Hello, and welcome to Kickin' and Crocs, the podcast. We talk about martial arts stuff, geeky stuff, and
Hello! Welcome to the world of tomorrow.
You waited.
I did.
You waited to make me believe. You're making me believe that I could get through my intro without an interruption. You deliberately waited.
It's called the teaser, Steve.
Oh, my God. Anyways,
Yeah.
I'm Steve, one half of Kickin' and Crocs.
And I'm Dave, the other half of Kickin' Crocs.
And I'm Nick, always the shadow half of Kickin' Crocs.
Shadow half.
The
Absolutely.
shadow portion.
Shadow portion of Kickin'
It's
and
in the
Crocs.
shadows.
All right, so just to give everybody just a little preface, while we're watching, while we're podcasting right now, we are literally watching a one
FC
fighting championship fight, not the UFC. UFC is
tomorrow.
the biggest. Yeah, UFC is tomorrow. UFC is the biggest fighting promotion in the world, but ONE FC is not far behind. And one of our favorite fighters, who we have mentioned before on this podcast,
who we met
Demetrious
and went to a
Mighty
seminar
Mouse
with.
Johnson. Yep, we took one of his seminars. We did a whole episode about. We trained with Mighty Mouse. You can look that episode up if you haven't watched it already. But yeah. So he is fighting tonight. He's defending his ONE FC championship against someone that he lost to previously, then came back and beat this guy. So now they're in the rubber match. This is their third fight.
If I'm distracted, it's because
if Dave is distracted, it's because he's also watching the fight.
I love so UFC's bigger, but I think I like the format in ONE FC better because the whole card is mixed. So they'll do like one fight will be just pure submission grappling, then the next fight will be Muay Thai, but so it's all Muay Thai rules, but they're wearing the MMA gloves, the little gloves.
We just watched that was on right before
and
this.
And then they have MMA, and they mix it all on the same card. So like the last three fights of this card were Mikey Musumeci, who's like one of my favorite jiu-jitsu guys of all time.
I think you've mentioned it before on this podcast.
Yep.
Where he's
Darth
the pizza
Rigatoni.
and pasta guy.
His nickname is Darth Rigatoni.
Darth Rigatoni.
So he defended his championship. Then the next fight after that was Muay Thai, and now they're MMA. So 3 title fights in a row, but it was 3 title fights for essentially
styles.
different sports.
Yeah, different
really
styles,
cool,
different
it's
styles.
keeping you really interested in it. Say again, Steve?
Oh, different styles of martial arts.
They're essentially different sports. I mean, they fall in the same bracket, but the rule sets are so different.
No, but it's like
different
Taekwondo
sports.
in Olympics, right? It's its own style,
Yeah.
and then they slowly introduce other styles to it.
Yeah. So other than the fights, though, as we all know, this was May the 4th week.
Yeah, I was going to say, speaking of the
And
title
Revenge of the
of Darth, so Mikey Musumeci's nickname is Darth Rigatoni, which is Star Wars inspired. This was May the 4th be with you weekend. May the 4th was on Thursday, and they were recording this on Friday. So today was our Revenge of the 5th little lightsaber night
we did
over
a
at the
Jedi lightsaber night at the
at
dojo.
the karate school at the dojo. Yeah, and I'm wearing this awesome shirt that one of my students got me. Shout out Luke. It says Spar Wars.
Nice. Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. We just, it's a fun night. All the kids get lightsabers. We do a choreographed
little
battle
lightsaber
scene.
battle.
It's nice.
Which, speaking of lightsaber battles, you and I, we posted a fun little
if
one
you guys follow our
on May the
Instagram
4th.
and
Yeah, if you
everything
follow
else.
us on our various social medias, we put up a Instagram reel, TikTok, and a YouTube short, all the same video. Of a little lightsaber duel that me and Master Dave did here that was on the fly, just off
we
the
put
cuff.
that together on the fly, man.
And you kind of have to watch it because there's an Easter egg character in that one. But I'd love to see a comment if anyone could say who that is.
And we thought about reshooting it. We were like, oh, maybe we should reshoot it to make it like
he ended
perfect.
up being in the shot when he was not supposed to be in the camera shot.
We
And
kept it all together.
Like, we'll just leave it there.
You know
Why
what's
not?
interesting? Now that I'm thinking about it, we should almost embed Easter eggs from previous episodes. in
That's a
some of
good
the new
idea,
ones.
actually.
We thought so. We were gonna so we shot the first time. We ran through it like maybe once before that.
We did a little rehearsal of it
And then,
all the way through, and
I think we filmed it once, but we didn't like the way it came out. And then the second time we filmed it was darn near perfect, except the lightsaber, as you saw at the end, the lightsaber shut off.
lightsaber shut off.
Where
And then Dave goes, the lightsaber shut off. May the force. May the force.
and
be
then we
with you.
just went with it because it's like, yeah, that's us.
That's us.
That's
Oh yeah,
It's
just
I
cat
literally
fist.
just threw a crock at his head. So it's
Yep, exactly.
And you did a pretty nice break fall.
Thank
Like, you
you.
did that from standing.
I was
I
also-
told him, I was like, dude, I'm taking this fall.
I'm also
I'm making
starting to
it
keep
real.
track of all the
Yeah,
amount of
I like
times
that.
in a video I've hit him with a crock. Not kicked him. I mean, literally just
Like,
thrown a shoe at him.
Threw a Croc or smacked me in the face
We
with a
should
Croc.
celebrate double digits. We're pretty close, I think.
We're getting there. We're getting there. It's getting pretty close.
We should just put a little Croc counter in the bottom every time I hit you with the Croc.
That'd
I'll make a compilation of it. When
That's
we get to
kinda
a certain
funny.
number, make a little compilation video of it.
Now, it's
But-
interesting. So you have the May 4th event on Cinco de Mayo.
Well,
Was
we
there
did the Star Wars Day
Yeah.
We
So
did
was there
Revenge
any-
of the 5th instead of Revenge of the Sith. So we called it Revenge of the 5th.
The only reason why the lightsaber night for the dojo was not on actual May the 4th is because May the 4th was a Thursday this year.
Yeah,
And we don't do
always-
events on
yeah.
Thursdays. We usually do them on Fridays.
Yeah.
That makes
So
sense.
we decided to make it Revenge of the 5th instead. But we're big Star Wars nerds here, people. I don't know if you guys have. I mean, I'm sure we've talked about Star Wars
We're
in the
big
past.
nerds.
I was
period.
just
We're big
gonna
Star
say,
Wars
you don't even
people
need to
here.
put Star Wars in there.
Yeah, we are big Star Wars fans. Like I don't.
Nerds in general.
The only thing that rivals my love for Star Wars would be my love for
Backwards hats?
the Marvel movies. Backwards hats? No, I mean I'm wearing one. Yeah,
Yeah, we're
Well,
seeing the Marvel movies this weekend on
yeah,
different
you're
days,
seeing-
not
we're seeing-
together.
we're seeing Guardians of the Galaxy.
We actually don't
Volume
hang
3.
out outside of this.
No, we definitely don't. This is the only. We only know we just met each other through this venture.
I mean, I think I see you more than I see my wife at this point.
no.
Oh, I think I see you like every day.
Well, that makes sense why she's so
Yes,
happy.
but you see her every day too.
I don't know. She goes to work. I go to work. We see each other for a half an hour before bed.
And that's called a happy marriage.
I mean, I came home today. I'm like, all right, let's eat dinner. I got to go podcast.
Nick's car broke down. We have to leave.
Oh yeah, let's talk
Oh, we're going
about
to talk
that.
about that, too.
Talk about that, sir. Before we get to our we do have some Star Wars topics we want to go over,
Oh,
seeing
yes.
as it is Star Wars weekend.
And we do have to talk about some of the name suggestions for...
Oh yeah, that's
this
right.
guy.
I forgot there was some people that commented some name suggestions.
Yeah, man.
One
yeah,
person in
well.
particular. So not you. So there was.
I just
yeah.
wanted to get the ball rolling.
Nick got the ball rolling there.
That was
but
the
yeah,
only-
there
that
was
was my goal.
there was somebody else that commented some name suggestions, so I have to look up at that right now while we're talking about your car fiasco. So let's throw it to Nick here and let him take it away.
This is an ultra late night podcast.
Yeah, it is literally
I need my
almost.
caffeine.
It's almost midnight right now. It is literally almost the next day.
I mean, to be honest, it was actually a bad experience and a cool experience at the same time because people came to my rescue, which was really cool. But basically, my car wouldn't start, and long story short, I left the lights on, I think, or somebody left the lights on, most likely it was me. So I just could have drained its battery. No big deal. Called AAA. They showed up right on time, 22 minutes. They estimated 50. I got a text. They said, we'll be there in 5. It was 22 minutes. They were there total. And the guy was quick, got the car started, no problem. I said, he's like, oh, if you wait 20 minutes, then drive, you should be fine. I said, well, if I were to leave in 5 minutes, would the driving of it still charge it? He goes, yeah, actually, we probably charge it faster. So I listened to him, and that was the only mistake.
Yeah,
I
well,
made. I
it
went
should.
too
I
soon.
mean, it still should have done it if your
Car was fine.
alternator's doing its job properly.
yeah,
Probably not at
Charge
this
that
point.
bad boy up as fast as it could. That's why Steve and I were laughing. We're like, he needs AAA to jump his
It's like
car.
Nick doesn't
Yeah.
know how
Like,
to
oh, I don't
jumpstart a
mess with the
car.
new car. Mess with the new
No.
car. What do you think? It's like a vampire? That's it? The new car is going to... Oh, my
yes.
God.
No, that was less of my request and more of the driver's request of that car.
Oh, got it.
Yeah,
Got it.
Yeah, yes. So
Don't mess with my car.
yeah. She's
It
like,
doesn't
do whatever
anything
you
to
want.
your car. It's like,
Oh
what?
no, I know.
Oh, and here comes Mighty Mouse.
But you're coming out now.
There he is, coming
I'm
out.
training
Yeah,
you
man.
guys and telling you guys to be nice to not going to be nice in this fight. So.
Probably not.
Don't do what I do. No. But so then I'm on my way to Dave's house to podcast,
And
and
he breaks down again.
right at
Didn't even get out of his neighborhood.
the exit of the neighborhood, I apply the brake slowly, car shuts off, and then kind of goes wacky on me.
That's literally what happened to my younger brother the one time we were talking about that.
So,
That happens.
so then neighbor,
So then
neighborlies.
a younger kid, William. Thank you, William. I'm sure you're not watching this, but one day you might be. And then we're talking about it. You know who you are. He stopped.
What do you mean, like a younger kid, like 5?
No, like in his
He's
like
quite
Steve's age. Steve's age, right? In his
Ah.
20s. So swung around. Obviously, you can tell it wasn't the direction he was going, but saw my emergency lights were flickering. They weren't on because the battery was doing whatever it was doing. He pulled around, said, "Hey, you need any help?" I said, "I want take you out from what you're doing." He goes, "No problem. I have jumper cables. Turn your car on. It happens to me all the time." And right away, I hooked everything up. but it still wasn't working, and I had some buildup around the.
Well, if it happens to him all the time, he
connection.
probably doesn't have that great a battery to be jump started.
You know what? His car was
Happens to
definitely.
me all the time.
I wish I can get him a new car because he deserves it.
Happens
and
to
then
me all
another
the
gentleman
time.
stopped in too and helped us kind of like, how do you adjust the clean off the battery a little bit the right way with no resources, and then right away it turned right on. So that was cool. So
I think it's time for a new car.
It is time for a new car.
think it's
I just
time
don't
for a
want to
new
get it.
I think here's what I think you do. I think you get a Kia
Charge it to
Soul.
you?
I think you get a Kia Soul,
Okay, why?
and then try and decorate as best you can as a Croc.
Yes.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, yes, it is. But
Just do your
still,
best.
you should do it.
Spend a lot of money
Yep.
to turn it into like
Yep.
like
Make
the
it
Oscar
into
Mayer like
the
Wienermobile.
first
Draw
The
spots on it.
first Croc car.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's what I'm saying. I had a buddy send me the video where the guy was talking about Idiocracy. You know the movie Idiocracy,
Yeah,
and they
yeah,
pointed out
yeah,
that
yeah.
they use
I sent
Crocs
it
in
to
Idiocracy. Yeah, so you sent it to me, but my buddy Chris sent it to me too, and I'm like,
Oh,
you're
that's
like,
fine.
I'm like, yes, you're like the third person to send this to me. That doesn't deter my.
It doesn't change anything.
No, I thought it was
love
hilarious.
Doesn't
for
change
Crocs.
Because then if you listen to the guy that was posting the video, he's like, but I love Crocs. I don't understand. So if you listen to the end of the video,
Love it.
it's really funny because he's like, am I wearing idiot shoes now? I don't understand.
Yeah.
And loved it. Like,
Hey, listen.
So
we
put up.
each of us have our moments of where we're idiots, so it makes a lot of sense.
What was interesting is they're like, their point of using Crocs in the movie was like, these shoes are going to go nowhere. Like,
Yeah.
like they're going to make no money.
And now they're everywhere.
And now they're
Joke's
all over
on
the
you.
place.
They went
We got,
somewhere.
so we put up 2 videos for May the 4th. I put up one on my personal Instagram.
I was going to say we didn't
And
post
That
the
was
other
the one with
yet.
you spinning.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was just me spinning. Then we
Just showed
put
off
up,
your Jedi
and then
Master
we put up the
skills. Put up our lightsaber duel.
the
Yeah.
duel.
I like
That
the
was a lot
little
of
the little kids duel where they were just practicing, but you played the Phantom Menace music in the background.
Oh yeah. Oh, from the tonight's event.
Yes, for tonight's
Yeah,
show.
yeah. We played the Duel of the Fates.
Duel of the Fates. Oh,
So we have that on the stereo in the school.
that's
so
awesome.
We would shut the lights off and then have the
Oh
little
yeah.
kids show it off.
Mm-hmm.
That is too funny.
A couple of parents recorded it and posted it.
Yeah. Oh, that's it. Oh, okay. So it wasn't us.
No, we have a ton of videos and
Oh God, we
But-
have. Oh man,
we were tagged in a bunch.
I
of
have
other
so
parents.
many freaking pictures.
Yeah,
Now you
So
guys
many
did
pictures
it
and
in
videos.
Tom's River and Brick.
Yeah,
We did
separately. Yeah,
yeah,
I
because
have so many.
there's
It
so
fills
many.
up so fast.
It's the
It
one
does.
event. Like I love the event 'cause it's a lot of fun, but I also hate the event because we can only have a set amount of people because they were swinging
They're swinging
around plastic.
lightsabers around, and it's
Yeah.
kids. Got to be safe.
So
Exactly.
so we have to cut it, and we did 2 sessions. We did 2 separate time slots, and people still got bad.
Yeah, well,
'Cause
that's
you have
always
to
gonna
you have to
be.
cut it. It's
Yeah,
That's
because,
always
because
what's
like
gonna happen.
No one wants to miss out on something. I get it.
That's true. Well, I mean,
Oh,
yeah,
Trying to
it's,
get
it's
into it.
yeah, it's
like Taylor like it's like a Taylor Swift concert. Sometimes you miss out.
Oh, I almost thought he was going to say it's time, but
You
he
can't.
didn't say it.
That's
I know.
that's trademarked.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
I know
yeah.
it.
We're watching the announcers announce the fighters right
He's
now.
like,
and
That's as
the
trade-
announcers know
it's a
Bruce
fight.
Buffer.
So that's
It's time to
time.
fight.
is as trademarked as my hello at the start of the podcast
It
that
was
I classically
my
do.
hello.
I like it.
It was my hello.
It was your,
My
but you didn't
classically
trademark it.
trained.
He did. He
It
took
was
it from
my
me.
hello.
Copyright me.
He took my hello from me. Anyways, let's shift back
me.
to
There's
Star
any attorney
Wars.
out there that wants to
So
make
yes,
that
we had a good
official?
transition with the Darth
Let's
Rigatoni,
shift back
and
to
then we got
Star
out of it.
Wars here.
We lost it.
We never drive off the rails when we're talking. It never happens. No.
So yes, it was May the 4th weekend.
It was May the 4th weekend, and I wanted to today. I thought we'd go over a couple of Star Wars topics.
Even though we're gonna go watch Guardians of the Galaxy over the weekend,
Yeah.
a completely different space drama.
Yeah, we'll talk about that
Well-
in the next podcast, though.
Yes.
No, well, the tie-in is, again, I was telling you that Jon Favreau is going to be re-looking at the scripting for the 4th season of Mandalorian.
But I don't think Jon Favreau had anything to do with the Guardians, though.
No,
he?
but he did. He was an Iron Man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
okay,
reason
so
I'm
for Marvel,
saying,
yeah.
no,
Yeah.
he had something to do, I believe, with Guardians too, because the girl that plays the Gamora's sister, what's the character's name?
Nebula.
Nebula. He's trying to put her into now the Star Wars.
Oh,
universe.
okay.
They work together.
Amy
so,
That's
Pond.
cool.
Yes.
She played. If any Doctor Who fans out there, that's Amy Pond.
No, I did not watch Doctor Who, but it was
I didn't
Jumanji.
either.
She was the new
She was in
Jumanjis.
Jumanji. She was
That's true.
she was in one of my
Jumanjis.
favorite like short-lived TV shows called Selfie, which is excellent.
Anyways,
But yeah, she was Amelia Pond in Doctor Who.
Okay.
One of famous Doctor Who sidekick.
Very cool. I have to watch.
Anyway, back to Star Wars.
Back to the topics.
tie-in was
We're talking
starting
about
to bring characters from the Marvel universe, Star Wars universe.
it
Well,
just
actors,
picked up
yeah.
nothing of what you just said. Just so you know, it's
Hello.
all
Eat
over
your
again.
microphone.
Say it all over again.
Hello.
We're starting all over. No,
He's
good.
John Favreau's trying to tie in actors and actresses that he knows from the Marvel universe, the MCU, into the updated Star Wars scripts.
Gotcha. That's
Yeah.
not a bad idea.
Which ties into the fact you're going to watch MCU-based movies
Well, have
this
you- have you
weekend,
been-
and it adds to the Star
Have
Wars
you been
piece.
following that? They're gonna have the next movie where Rey's trying to reestablish the Jedi Order.
I'm wondering if they're going to keep it, though, because it looks like he's going to go a completely different direction with it.
Maybe. I prefer not to
maybe.
think about that side of Star Wars.
Well, what's interesting is
So yeah. So you were going. So
go ahead.
Steve's favorite. So we were talking about what our favorite parts of Star Wars. Steve likes to ignore that the new trilogy ever happened.
Well, you see, here's the thing. I started off liking it, but then the more that I watched it like multiple times, and the more that I watched it, I started finding more and more problems with some of the movies. And if you like them, all for it. Like it brought, that's the Star Wars for a whole
It's
new
your
generation of kids. There's, because Star Wars, there was a big gap between Revenge of the Sith and the movie that came out, and Force Awakens.
Force Awakens.
That was episode 7.
I see.
was a
I
big gap.
really like the Force Awakens.
Force Awakens
just-
was the most tolerable
I
of those
don't
three.
think they took it in a good direction after that.
No, but you know what? I really do. I don't want to make it into a negative Star Wars day. Let's make it a positive one. Let's
It
talk
is.
about
You
our
were positive that you didn't like those movies.
positive. I wasn't
Ooh,
like
that was a good
exactly
shot that he just
positive
hit him
that
with.
we're not good Star Wars movies. Let's go over what our favorite Star Wars movies are. So even you could even include the sequel trilogy, even though I don't
Nah.
think we would pull from that. But
No, you can-
out of
whatever
the
movie you
Star
want.
Wars movie, and listen, I'll
I-
take Rogue One and Solo
I will
can
tell
be
you the
included
two
as
my
well.
two favorite.
Which-
Star
what's
Wars
your
movies
favorite?
Easily, Return of the Jedi is number one.
Mm.
My favorite Star. Well, so I like Empire Strikes Back has the introduction of Yoda, who's my favorite character.
Correct. Yeah.
So that's why Empire always stands for me. But there's just something about Return of the Jedi where you see Luke come back right in the opening, and he's like, "I'm a Jedi, like my father before me," and he comes back all powerful and strong. That I enjoyed.
Yeah, so movie-wise, for me, Rogue One is definitely
Rogue
one of
One
my
is good.
favorites, without
Rogue
a
One's
doubt.
my second one. Remember I said two?
Yeah.
Rogue
Yeah.
One's the second one because that was excellent.
Yeah, I
So why
loved
Rogue One
it.
for you, Nick?
Yeah, Rogue One, and then for me, it's not a movie, but it's the Mandalorian series.
Oh, that's okay.
Love
I
it.
got it.
Love it. I thought it was just so well done, even though the end was a little rough. I liked how they wrapped up the most recent season.
I haven't seen it
Uh,
yet, so no spoilers just yet.
But I like how they wrapped it up.
I
It
do think
was-
generally
They had some fillers though, which is the first time they ever did like fillers, and like it didn't really tie in. Like you could have easily said that wasn't needed, and they had I think 2 fillers that
I do think
definitely dragged a little bit.
generally, though, we've talked about this in the past. I mean, other than the original trilogy, which I think stands on its own, it's amazing. But I do think
Especially when you
they
watch it in
tend to
order.
do like
Oh, here we go again.
I do think you don't watch you watch them in the order they came out in. But I do think
In the
they
order they were
gen-
created for. Got it.
No.
Yes. Got it.
Well, we'll touch on that
Let
in
him
a
finish.
minute.
Let him finish. Yeah.
The shows tend to be better than the movies when it comes to like the Clone Wars cartoon is
Mm.
essential,
Oh,
so much
so
better
good.
than what was done with 1, 2, and 3.
It
Well,
augments
2 and
it.
3 essentially.
It augments 3 specifically in my opinion.
Well, there's so many spots
It
needed
augments
in
it.
3, and
Yeah.
the Clone Wars it was done right.
It fills
Well,
it in.
going back to like
But it ties in the scripting from 3. If you listen to it in the last couple episodes, which
Yes.
is really cool.
If we're talking about season 7.
well,
yes.
there was gaps to try and fill in between. So like between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, they tried to do it back then where they tied in comic books and video games to help you show how Luke became the Jedi.
the way that he was. Yeah, in episode
But
6.
it
Like,
just wasn't
how did he go from?
it just wasn't
yeah.
a thing
Mhm.
back when I was a kid as much as it was like you had to be really, really, really hardcore. Without the internet, it just wasn't
Yeah.
it was just hard to do the way they can do it now.
Very true.
and what's crazy
Also, that was
is,
just
like,
a bad break in that fight. They should not have
Yeah.
broken that. But anyway,
They added Ahsoka apparently, right, just for the Clone Wars series.
who's a great character.
At
yeah,
first, yes.
phenomenal. But she
And-
wasn't.
turned out to be one of the most
She was
popular.
actually an added, to.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
She wasn't
And
ever
was a
in the original
necessary, I
scripting.
thought, portion to show Anakin and how he became who he is. It was necessary to build it that way.
Oh yeah, the movie itself, it was way too quick with having him be a Jedi, and then all of a sudden, yeah, no, I'll follow you. Sounds good.
Yeah,
You know,
they
it was
definitely
way too quick.
When you watch Clone Wars, you're like, oh, okay, I see the build up towards him
Yeah,
turning
you
to the
get you
dark
definitely
side
see
now.
how he becomes
And then, like,
who he is.
in the events of Revenge of the Sith is like the tipping point. You
It's
know
way
what I
more
mean?
gradual,
As opposed to
and it did a good job.
flipping a
It did-
switch.
it also
It's
did a
more
good
of like a
job.
gradual rise.
I also think
Yeah.
it did a good job of showing like the fall of the Jedi, because the Jedi were essentially like, they briefly mentioned, if you watch the movies,
Sure.
where like, oh, we're getting weaker with our connection to the Force.
Yeah.
Yoda mentions it in
Yoda
the
says
movies,
that, yeah.
but like
Well, they also
in the Clone Wars though, they show you how the Jedi. They even mentioned it in one episode where like, we weren't supposed to be generals, like, and you see other Jedi falling down a wrong path, treating clones poorly.
Yeah.
Like just tools. You see other Jedi Masters slipping in their
well,
Mhm.
because they
persona.
weren't supposed to be policing.
No.
Right. That's
they
that's
were
what they got.
peacekeepers.
Yes, but they got pulled into policing and taking, basically direction from a government versus being advisors to direction, right?
Yeah,
Right.
well, that was always my
It'd be
problem
a big problem.
with the first movies, and they did an okay job of it, but like, it was as much a religion. They were spiritual warriors and spiritual
time.
police, and they kind of lost that a little bit in the first movie. But then I think the Clone Wars again brought that, the cartoon
Yeah.
rather, brought that back
it's
into the
awesome.
mix.
It's so
Brought that
good.
spirituality back into the mix, brought the fact that they're so much more than just the police of the universe. They're not Green Lanterns.
Yeah, no, 100% right. And again, I think that the movies didn't show the benefit of using the Force without having it be just for fighting, strictly
Yeah.
for fighting, which really is what threw everybody off. In the Clone Wars, what was throwing them off slowly was, how much Force do I use? When do I apply it? Again, how many times did you hear the phrase where the Chancellor said, "Do X, Y, and Z"?
Yeah.
You're
It
right.
shows someone else was driving all of their activity. And there was definitely a drop in their abilities of the Force for them to not have picked
Right.
up on the
And
Chancellor
I just think
being the Sith Lord. Spoiler alert.
Oh
10 years later,
no.
20 years later, whatever it is.
I still think you should watch episode 4, 5, and 6 first.
Well,
No, I
that's
think so too.
personal
Immediately after
opinion.
1, 2, and 3, I agree. Yes.
No.
That's personal opinion. But I mean, that's always why I liked Luke Skywalker the most, is because he kind of was the first Jedi to bring back them. He brought them back to their original roots of like
But
we're
they
Oh,
crushed
spiritual
him in
warriors.
the
oh.
new movies.
Well,
though.
yes,
He
they
just hit
crushed
Mighty
him in the
Mouse
new
with a
movies,
hook.
but we're not.
Sorry,
like I
I'm
said,
back and forth.
it's okay. But like I said, we're not talking about the new movies. We're focusing on the ones
Well,
that
Luke
we
was always my
enjoy.
favorite, too, 'cause
Happy Star
Luke
Wars.
was kind of like the first great Jedi too. Where like
Yeah.
he was a
Um,
mix between the two.
I don't know, man. I sometimes feel like Mace Windu was pretty
Well,
close
he was
to both
without a
as well.
doubt,
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but if you get,
But he
if you
wasn't
just, if you're
classified
just
as a gray
focusing-
Jedi, though.
But if you
Yeah.
just focus on episodes
Could have
4,
been
5,
that.
and 6, if you're just focusing on episodes 4, 5, and 6, like the original, he was the balance.
Yeah,
Because he
plus
had touched on the
Well,
dark side and was
you'll-
able to come back to the light.
You'll both be
And
happy
he
to hear
was
they're
able to-
looking to include in this update that I was telling you about earlier, a story where Luke, either through Mandalorian or Ahsoka or both, has true disciples or his own Jedi that he's training.
I would like to see him show up in
versus
Ahsoka a
just
little
what ended
more.
up happening at the
Yeah.
end there.
I would like
And-
to see him show up in Ahsoka a little bit more.
Well, did you ever read the books that are no longer canon,
Yeah.
where he does fall to the dark side and
Yeah.
he gets pulled back, and then he reestablishes Jedi Order, and then his wife falls to the dark side at some point?
Yeah, that was another thing
And-
I was going to say. That makes him sort of more of a gray Jedi than an actual Jedi, is because he, in his new Jedi way, you can form attachments and sometimes make that a source of strength for you. You know what I mean? Whereas in the original Jedi, they detached themselves from everything so that they could stay
Yeah.
focused on just the Force.
And there's never a point that he didn't have attachments, so you're right.
No, exactly.
Whether it was his sister or
His
friend
uncle.
Which
Oh,
again
yeah.
they did in the Clone Wars, where they put Obi-Wan in the same predicament as Anakin, and
Yeah.
they showed how Obi-Wan handled it versus
He actually
Anakin.
had an attachment,
I mean,
but
you
he
finished the
said
Clone
that
Wars,
he
right?
Yeah,
chose
yeah,
the
no,
Jedi
and it
over
was crazy, like how disciplined Obi-Wan was.
Yeah,
But they
he
put
gave
it, they
that up
put him
for
in
the
that
Jedi.
same
Situation.
position.
Yeah, with
So
the
you can
Mandalorian
see-
girl. Yeah,
You can see
Yep.
the difference
The queen.
in how.
The queen,
queen,
of all things,
yeah.
Mandalore, yeah.
So you can see the
I
difference
was
in
trying
how
not to give it all away, but
he
that's okay.
handled
Yeah,
it.
you know, whatever.
It's been out long enough.
It's been out long enough at this point.
And it doesn't ruin anything. You'll love it.
No, it really doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't ruin it too much.
Also,
It's kind of
boys,
obvious.
Heavier shots have been landed by Mirage right now,
Oh, that's annoying.
so it's a
Come on, Mighty Mouse, let's go.
it's been a competitive.
Well, anyways.
Oh, never mind. There's a takedown
there you go.
right
Nice
there. Come on,
takedown
do
from
something with
Mouse.
now,
There
Mighty.
he goes. My favorite Star Wars movie is also Return of the Jedi, purely because of the ending. And it was a wonderful ending. And that should have been the ending. That should have been the ending.
That is also like we talked about last week.
Mhm.
That's always my problem though. Is that,
Is
like
stories that
it
reach
just
an end
keeps
should be the
going.
end. Yep.
Well, in
should
Empire
be the
Strikes
end.
Back, when the famous phrase of "Luke, I am your father," right? Which is actually not the phrase. What
No,
was
that's not
the
what he
phrase?
says.
Yeah, what
He
is the
goes,
phrase again?
No, I am your father.
I am
because
your
Luke
father.
says, hey,
There is no
Ben
yeah,
told me you killed my father.
And,
I think
then
it
he
just
says,
says,
"No, I
"I
am."
am."
No, I am your father. No, no.
It's just
Oh, did you see? There was the funniest meme today where they have when Anakin was a little kid, the guy with that he was his slave.
Watto, the-
Yeah,
Watto.
Watto.
So
that is.
Watto's like, oh, I still have one of those one of my activation or I guess it was like a weird phrase for it, but it was basically like my activation remote control for if one of my slaves escapes to basically detonate the slave.
Yeah.
And it's the scene where he's just about to tell Luke, I am your father, and then you see him pushing the button and he just
And then
explodes.
Anakin explodes.
Yeah, it's so funny. He's like, "I wonder if
That's
this
pretty
still
funny.
works."
What if
Just
this
to
still
scam
works? That would be really funny. That's so cool.
Yeah, it's
I love what
I
the internet comes up with. But yeah, my favorite's Return of the Jedi. If I were to choose a second favorite, though, that would be a lot tougher for me because against not popular opinion, but against majority opinion, I actually really enjoyed The Phantom Menace. And I
Menace?
think that The Phantom Menace was
Phantom Menace.
menace.
Like penance.
Menace.
I like the Phantom Menace. I
thought
didn't dislike
I
it.
thought the Phantom Menace gets a little bit more hate than I think it deserves. People are going off saying like, "Oh, the story is terrible," and then
No, my
Jar
problem,
Jar and all that.
Jar Jar didn't bother me. The problem was I think they made Anakin too young.
Yeah, I agree with the fact that he should
That
have been a
was-
kid.
A little
But-
weird.
But then I feel like the girl that played Leia in Obi-Wan did phenomenal. She was better than any other
outstanding.
actor in that show.
Outstanding.
She did phenomenal, and she was about the same age as what that kid was as
Yeah,
Anakin.
yeah.
Yeah, but
you know.
but the difference was, like, if you just watch the movies, take Clone Wars out of it, right? If you just watch the movies, some of his biggest accomplishments happened as a kid, seemingly by mistake. Like he took
Mhm.
down that Star Destroyer, right?
No, it wasn't the Star Destroyer because it was
No, I mean
in
technically,
the movie.
if
You
you
mean?
think about
Yeah.
it,
No, in the movie, he took down the
he took down the droid control ship.
yeah, the control
Droid
ship.
control
I mean,
ship.
when you-
right,
I-
right.
I don't know
But
if
you
I
know what
agree
I'm
with
saying?
that.
Like,
I think killing Count Dooku as a Jedi was a pretty big accomplishment, and he was an adult. for
yeah, I guess.
that. He
I
literally
mean,
it was
like,
one of the
killed
turning
one
point
of the
moves.
biggest
Like he
Sith
went through it.
lords. Yeah.
I
And
just-
again, when you watch Clone Wars, not to tie it back, man, they really show the Dooku's true
Oh my god.
impact
man.
on the build of
Dude.
the Empire.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, you see what you're saying. You thought it was too young.
I thought he was too young. I mean, I thought the pod racing was cool, but again, like, he's just young, just very young.
Yeah, and it was a lot of Jar Jar moments, meaning like everything happened by an
That were
accident.
unneeded. Yeah, they were unneeded.
But I mean, that's what happens when
He's like
you're
the
the
comic
hidden
relief.
Sith Grand Master, which is
Did you ever see
That
Jar
was a
Jar.
good elbow. That
Did you ever
Demetrious
see
got
that?
hit
How?
with.
Oh, the elbow.
Not good.
Oh boy.
I saw a great kind of hypothetical on Jar Jar being like a Sith
The
Lord.
Sith
Oh,
Lord. I
that's
saw that one.
that is
That's
so
one of my
popular with
favorite
the
ones.
kids.
Oh, and
If you
adults
talk
love
to
it.
and adults too, like if you talk to people, they're like they straight up. You're like, yeah, Jar Jar's a Sith Lord.
They have a whole
They'll be
whole
like, straight
breakdown
up.
of
It's
it
like, yeah.
where they show all the accidents that he does in the movie, but
Like, oh, how convenient.
where he accidentally kills like 4
Oh, yeah.
droids and
He never gets hurt ever.
Nope.
It's Luke and I were
And-
joking
and they
about
always
it.
point
There
back
was
to,
a
Even
like-
Sith
in
Lord.
Clone Wars. Even in
Yeah.
Clone Wars.
and they always point back to how like Yoda was a goofball the first time you meet him, and Empire Strikes Back he plays the goofy role first.
And well, yeah, that's more to throw
But
Luke
he
off,
was
though.
so blatantly goofy.
Yeah, you could.
Jar
No,
Jar.
I know, but like that's one of the things
Yeah.
they point out in that. I know in one of the videos they point out like that goofiness is like he'd be the perfect foil for Yoda.
for Yoda.
That's true. Yeah.
Yep.
I gotta tell you, I thought it was I almost wish he was a Sith Lord or
Oh, it
something.
would have been brilliant.
Even a Jedi Master,
I guess.
but like a Grand Master that doesn't participate in the fight. Because there's so many Jedi users that don't use
The Force sensitive?
Yeah, Force sensitive users,
gun.
sorry, that
That
don't
would've
use
been
a
cool
lightsaber. So how
if it
cool
came-
would that be?
That would have been cool if throughout the course of the series that it came out that, oh man, he's actually has the Force.
And still have him never admit it.
Yeah.
But they heavily lean towards it.
Like, should we tell him? Nah.
I mean, it's wild. If you think of the battles he's in and the force he's up
All the
against,
stuff that he's
and he
going
never
against, yeah.
takes a bump, really.
No.
Almost nothing.
He comes really close.
And then again, he shows so many skills in the Clone Wars that are just
I'm
wild.
getting sucked in here.
Yeah, it's a good fight. Oh, nice.
Is
Yeah,
it Demetrious
yeah,
having
yeah.
I mean, it's
He's having a
close. It's
tough
back
fight
and
here.
forth.
Yeah,
but
this is
Demetrious,
definitely
it's a tough
a-
fight for him.
Good matchup here.
It's a tough fight for him for sure. I mean, there's a reason it's a
Let's
rubber match.
You know what it is? He's still tired from the training with you guys, so
Yeah, I got you.
took him off
I
his
know.
game.
He's still thinking about our awesome T-shirts. That's why he's very distracted right now.
If he wins, we should send him one.
We really
You
should.
should send him one anyway.
We should send him one anyways. Yeah, just
Just
as a
say,
thank you
man,
for
way to
training
get
us.
back in there as always and give it your best.
Yeah.
That's it.
Let's gracefully segue to our favorite Star Wars characters. What are some of our favorite
Luke
characters?
Skywalker and Yoda. Yoda's my favorite.
You mentioned that before.
Yoda's
yeah.
my favorite right from his introduction. When I saw him as a kid, I just liked how goofy he was, but then he was also super powerful.
Mm.
But then as I watched the movies as I got older, I liked the wisdom he came with.
Yes,
Like he had a wise answer for pretty much everything.
correct.
You know, I seek a great warrior. Warrior not make one great. And you're like, oh man,
Oh,
So good.
he's so good.
Every
Everything
time.
he's got is
Well, of all the characters, he's the one that everybody mimics because one, it's
It's
fun
true.
to talk like him, but two, like you said, he has so many profound
But
sayings.
yeah, but I mean, he was so on point. Like when he's trying to get Luke to lift the X-wing out of the thing, and Luke can't do it, and he's like, "It's impossible." And he throws down like a whiny child that he is
that
sometimes,
he is. Yeah.
and Yoda lifts the whole thing up, floats, and he goes, "I don't believe it." And he's like, "That's why you fail."
Yeah, exactly. Because you didn't believe you could do it.
Mhm.
You were looking at the size of
many
the
And it's like-
test, not the test.
It was
itself.
just so important for like at the age I was at when I saw that to hear things like that, not just from like martial arts, but then in the movies and the, like.
Yeah.
And your favorite shows like G.I. Joe.
And I feel like they
Yeah.
lose some of that in modern movies. They don't have like
No, yeah. There's a little more
That.
flashy
Well,
battles now.
especially in the last 3 years.
Yeah.
The last 3 years, everyone's trying to prove a point, but not necessarily get a point across. That makes
yeah.
sense.
well, it's just Yoda was such a pivotal character for me that it was great. It was just he had all the lines.
Oh, all the
I
good
have
ones.
I have the shirt from Disney. I have 2 Yoda shirts from Disney, but one of them is one of my favorite sayings as a short guy is, "Judge me by my size, do you?"
That is cool.
And then
That
in
is
the back,
cool.
it's him standing in line for a roller coaster.
Ah,
I
love that.
But it's a good shirt.
I like that. So, Steven, who's your favorite or favorites? Oh my God. It was
What?
it was so funny when he went to go pour it. The shadow coming in looked like it was pouring
Spilling out
yeah,
of him?
and that's why I was
the
like,
cup
but it
onto
wasn't.
him? Oh, it was just a shadow?
I've
It
been
was, it
drinking from a
was.
cup since I was about 1, I think.
Spill
Sippy
it,
cup
you
then,
didn't.
but
It was just a weird
and
angle
he
that I
still
saw it.
drinks out of a sippy cup now.
Yes.
all right, let's go, Mighty Mouse.
Your favorites.
All right.
Yeah,
favorites.
who do you got? Who do you
Okay. So, my number one all-time
got?
favorite.
Ahsoka Tano.
No.
She's so good though.
She is a really good character.
yeah,
she's
really
she's
good.
definitely in my top 5. I would say top 5
Well, she's
characters.
a great character.
Oh,
yeah.
She's definitely a great
Fantastic.
character. I don't know where exactly I would rank her in that top 5, but she's definitely in my top 5. Number one all-time favorite is Qui-Gon Jinn. I just remember watching.
Really?
I
Wow.
remember watching Phantom Menace for the first time.
He
for the
keeps his
first
cool.
time,
without
and
a
I was
doubt.
like, dude, I was like, that guy is the epitome of a Jedi. Just the
Interesting.
epitome of a Jedi. When you think of, like what the Jedi are supposed to be, like he is just all in with the Force, what the Force means, the spiritual side of it.
Well, he
like
was
we
the
were
first
saying.
one to come back through the Force.
We were just
to
gonna
be
say
able
that,
to
yeah.
communicate. Yeah.
He
It's
was the first
interesting,
one
though.
to manage the Force ghosts.
How it doesn't tie in directly though is because originally he said he could not because he wasn't trained on it. He couldn't form a body, but then in the
Yes.
movies he has a body.
Well,
So-
not in the movie, but in the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, he does
Wasn't
show
in
up.
one of the movies too?
He didn't show up in one of the movies. No, he
Mm.
didn't. But you heard his voice though. You heard his voice in
Okay.
Attack of the Clones when Yoda was meditating, this was at the exact same time that Anakin was killing all the Sand People.
Yeah.
You hear Qui-Gon, crying out to Anakin in the Force, but he obviously wasn't able to hear it because he was just fully embracing the dark side at that time. And then, but Yoda, who was meditating, Yoda heard him. And then, of course, in the Clone Wars season 6, we get the Yoda arc where he meets because Qui-Gon leads him down the path to meet with the Wills and stuff like that. And then in the Kenobi TV show, we see, or not TV show, but Disney Plus show, we see him show up in the corporeal form, which you're right, he normally wasn't supposed to do that. I think Star Wars Theory, the YouTube channel, I think he put out a video as to breaking down what, like, the reasoning that Dave Filoni gave for giving Qui-Gon a corporeal body for that, besides just the fact of having Liam Neeson appear on screen again. I think there was another reason why Dave Filoni did it, and Star Wars Theories broke it down and was like, okay, this is why this makes sense, but Dave Filoni just changed Star Wars canon forever because of that. So he was never supposed to be able to do that. He was just supposed to be a voice and a presence.
As they add so much to canon, it gets harder to keep continuity.
Yeah. But my all-time favorite was always Qui-Gon Jinn, because to me, he was the epitome of what a Jedi was meant to be. Fully embracing the living force, like completely putting aside your own wants to do the will of the Force. Like, he saw through the bureaucracy of what the Jedi, the politics, what the Jedi were becoming. That's why he never took a seat on the council, why he was never, why he never was on the same page as the council. It's because he could see the direction that they were going. He always spoke out against them because he saw that they were going down the wrong path. Like, this was not what the Jedi were meant to be. Plus, not to mention, he is the one that discovered Anakin, who, without discovery, a lot of things in the Star Wars universe would not have been. A lot of bad things would not have been, and a lot of good things would not have been either. So Qui-Gon, to me, he was always a very pivotal character. Luke is a close second.
Yeah, I love Luke.
I'm a big fan of Luke.
I like Luke.
Luke is a close second for me.
Because I liked watching his transformation from the whiny kid in Empire Strikes Back to the guy he was.
So, that was a good jumping knee from Mighty Mouse right there. Good jumping knee right there.
So how about you? What do you got?
So I'm going on the other side, right? So I'll go to the dark side of the.
Go for it.
I'm, and especially again coming out of Clone Wars, and I don't know if I like this character as much as I feel that what this character had done, you can see it realistically happen in the life. Like the script was so well done across the, but Palpatine. Definitely, like the way he played both sides so cleanly, the way he managed.
He's a great villain.
Oh my god,
great
it was
villain.
So well done.
He is the epitome of a villain.
Yeah, and I also liked Anakin because I feel like they put him through. Anakin to me was like the Star Wars version of a Marvel character.
Yeah,
they showed real emotion.
Yeah,
they put him through. And again, I'll reference all of Anakin, including the Clone Wars, including the books.
Anakin's my number 3.
Like a lot of the times where he got
like
upset,
Anakin.
it's something where you can sit back and be like, "Well, I'd be upset at that too."
So I agree. He's the most human of them.
Yes. And he was the one that I would say struggled the most with committing to the holier than art thou Jedi way, right?
Yeah.
Right. Well, that's why I like Ahsoka, because she had some of his qualities, but balanced a little bit more.
Balanced a little bit better. Because I think because she spent so much time with him and Obi-Wan, she was like the perfect foil between him and Obi-Wan. Like, she had some of Obi-Wan's traits, and you see this in the Clone Wars. She has some of Obi-Wan's traits.
That's why it's so pivotal to have watched that cartoon.
Yeah. It's to really understand.
If you
really
have not
essential.
watched it, it's worth the hours. There's hours, like lots of hours.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not that like Bad Batch is great and Rebels was good. And
Rebels, I recommend Rebels to watch Rebels because of Ahsoka as well.
Right, but it's just Clone Wars is so essential.
Yeah,
it's essential to understanding the story.
Yeah,
and its fullest.
And they almost don't have any useless fillers. Everything gets pulled back to something.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, I say a lot of the beginning of Clone Wars was a little bit slower, and a lot of the episodes didn't tie in.
I feel like it started off more kid oriented.
Well, yeah, it grew up with the audience,
and it grew quickly.
But I think what was it was in part the design, right? Because at that point, even Anakin hadn't been exposed to a lot of the things that would make you question your direction. So it was great because it shows that you have a very young Ahsoka, right? You have young, even the Masters are still kind of young. It's still early stages of deception, so not enough as for you to start questioning it. And that's why I feel like, Palpatine's story of every single thing he did was a calculated
Ooh,
way to make
good
people
shots.
kind of
Mighty Mouse is attacking now.
self-destruct.
Sorry.
He's got to
Yeah,
win
you're
this
right,
round,
Nick.
I think. I
Mighty
don't know
Mouse
who
is
this
going
fight's
at it.
going to.
This is the
I've
final
only been
round,
half
people.
watching, but
Yeah.
This is 5 rounds.
But
This is
yeah,
the final
it's a
round, people,
championship,
so
but
you might be
Mariah-
talking about the
Mariah's been
fight a
doing
little bit
good.
more
I
now.
mean, it's not. It's been close. It's been
This
very
This is a
close.
close fight. Now, I don't know much about ONE FC. Do they more subscribe to the viewpoint of you got to beat the champion? To
I
become
don't
the
know. I
champ,
haven't
or-
watched much of. I mean, again, I've only caught like
Because
highlights.
I was kind of keeping one eye on it during this conversation as well.
It's
And
close.
I think that
Mighty Mouse have been pressuring.
oh no, this is not like it's not like Marias wins this off
Did it
points
here.
easy. Like Mighty Mouse has
No.
been landing some good shots here.
No,
and
he's
he's
been
had
landing them too.
he had a couple takedowns on him as well.
And he's
So
had
he might take it.
control against
Yeah.
the cage multiple times.
This will be.
Mighty Mouse.
It's going to be a close one. But
Oh boy,
I thought.
Mighty Mouse is
I'm
always
shocked
talking about
nobody
Star
liked Han
Wars too.
Solo their best. No, nobody had
Oh,
Solo.
the scoundrel.
No, I think he's a. I think
he's a good
he's a
character.
really cool character. I do think that
Ooh,
sometimes they
good
almost
elbows.
overforced this character. They didn't have to do
Yeah,
it.
but I liked. See, so as you're in the minority with Phantom Menace, as you
Yes.
said,
Mhm.
I'm in the minority with like I thought the Solo, the Han Solo movie.
I
So
actually enjoyed that movie.
I thought it was well done.
Oh,
And
no, it
people,
was.
It got a
people,
lot of bad
Oh,
praise.
it got
we
a
know
lot
why.
of bad.
We know why. It came out right after The Last Jedi.
You think
Literally a
that's
couple
why-
months
Last
after.
Jedi.
Yeah.
The last Sky.
Oh,
The
yeah,
Last
Last
Jedi.
Jedi, yeah,
Episode
yeah.
8.
Yeah, you're right.
The Last Jedi.
Uh,
the most.
I
the-
honestly thought it
yeah.
was well done.
Oh no, it was really well done.
It got a lot
The
of
only
negative
reason,
press,
yeah,
but
the only reason why is I'm telling you if Solo had come out, say like
Right after
way
Rogue One.
longer, like yeah, after the Mandalorian or after a different point where Star Wars was leaving a good taste in people's mouths.
Without Jedi and
Also,
lightsabers every single time you saw this.
Yeah.
also, yeah,
Mhm.
oh, yeah. Also,
Yep.
Donald Glover, man, that guy.
Oh man, he was
Wow.
born to play Lando, just
a
like
young Lando Calrissian.
Who's
Phenomenal.
what's the name of the guy that played Lando in 5 and 6? Billy.
The guy who played Apollo Creed, right?
Yeah.
Same character.
Yeah.
No. It was a
um,
different guy. They were different guys.
He played
Or was it the same guy? I don't
No,
think
no, it
it
wasn't.
wasn't. It was
He
different guys.
was,
Different guys.
No, he was the guy who was in Predator, right?
yes.
That's what I meant to say.
No,
Um,
no. The guy that played Apollo Creed was the guy that was in
Oh
Predator.
my god, I'm confused.
They look exactly the same. I know, that's why it's hard to tell.
Whatever
But they
his
are
name
different
was.
people.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'll get it. Go ahead.
But
he was-
Donald Glover was the perfect
Donald
young
Glover
version
is
of him.
Perfect.
Perfect for him.
He
If
played
anything,
him so well
if
too.
anything, that's the reason why that
But I
movie
love the
should be
relationship
watched.
between him and Han.
Oh yeah, it was great.
And I liked how they also brought up why he calls him Han,
yeah, yeah, it was good.
because they did that
Mm-hmm.
unintentionally. That's what he called him in the original
Yep.
trilogy,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
just because he pronounced it wrong.
Yeah, that was just yeah.
Herb Dean's got to stop separating these guys too, man. I'm watching this fight, and
Yeah,
he keeps separating them. I'm like,
he does
stop
no
it, Herb
different when he
Dean.
was in UFC.
Well, I mean,
I
it's
mean,
gonna be,
it's-
it's gonna
it's-
be the same. Oh,
Ooh, good knee again.
it's gonna be the same referee everywhere he goes. But yeah, I think that Solo gained a bad rep because it came out after The Last Jedi.
That could
and
be.
everybody was hating on The Last Jedi at the time. So
Billy
Star
D.
Wars,
Williams is the name of the
Billy-
guy.
say it
D.
again?
Williams, that's it. Billy D. Williams.
Billy D. Williams. I knew it was Billy something. Billy D. Williams. So yeah, he was great as Lando in 5 and 6, and then along came Donald Glover, and it was like, oh, you were born to play young Lando.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You
And
were
what's
born
crazy is
to.
who knows if we'll ever get if they'll ever reprise those characters because of the reviews. But I thought that movie was good too. I agree.
I thought
with
that
you.
was good. I liked the way they brought Darth Maul.
Spoilers.
at the end of it.
This is-
I wonder if they're gonna do a standalone with Maul, or
I
if they'll bring him in
think-
the Ahsoka series.
Ooh.
Hasn't his character
Did he
kind of
die
They
in
played?
Clone
won't.
Wars?
They,
or
well,
in
they
the-
had their final battle.
So
But here's the thing, though: is this taking place before or after Rebels?
this is taking place after the events of Mandalorian season 2 when we see Ahsoka.
But again, I still don't understand like how that ties
Rebels
into
take
Rebels yet.
Rebels takes place. So
Before
in the
this?
Mandalorian, right?
Yeah.
In the first season,
Yep.
this is after Episode 6, The
Yep.
Empire's Fallen. Rebels
Yeah.
takes place in between 3 and 4, and then
Yes.
it takes place throughout the events of 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah.
Okay, so then Maul would still be
Maul
See,
would
why are
still
you
be
breaking
around.
them there?
Maul,
Maybe I
Maul
don't
would
understand.
not. I'm sorry,
the
Maul
rules here.
I
would
might not
not.
understand the rules of one.
Maul would not be around for the events of Ahsoka because this is taking place after the events of Episode 6, way after.
So no Maul.
I mean, they could. Who knows? Ray Park can still do it.
Oh, even any
That's
Ray
it.
Park.
This
So
goes decision.
okay, that's
and even
we'll
if they
have to
don't
see.
have Ray Parks.
Well, listen,
you know what I mean.
You know how they did the
Look
like.
at
You
the size
obviously you
difference,
saw season 7 of Clone Wars with Ahsoka versus Maul.
Yep.
You know how they did that lightsaber battle, right?
Tell me.
Mocap.
Oh, okay.
Ray Park in a mocap
Yep.
suit.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
That I didn't know.
And he was literally fighting
But they
Yeah.
in
concluded.
a mocap
but they
screen. That was the first time they ever did
but they
that for a lightsaber
concluded-
duel in Clone Wars.
But they concluded Maul's story.
Well, we can't say too much about that because Nick hasn't seen Rebels yet.
Oh crap! Oh, I'm sorry.
That's why I wanted to know.
I won't
when.
say.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
They do wrap up his story though.
They wrap up his story quite nicely.
All right.
Yeah, it does get wrapped up in Rebels.
But I will say
I'll
this:
get to it.
I watched the behind the scenes for that mocap for season 7.
Intense.
Yeah, and Ahsoka was mocapped by the same stunt actress that does all the fight scenes for the Armorer in the Mandalorian series.
Okay.
Oh.
So she is also really incredible at fighting as well, because from what we saw with the Armorer. And then I was watching her be Ahsoka, and I was like, "Whoa!"
Ray
It's really
Park has
cool.
gotten a little old though.
Oh no!
Yeah.
And that was the cool thing, is because they literally said in this behind the scene things that it's okay that Ray Park
Because
is moving
Maul
a little bit
is
slower
older.
because
Yeah.
Maul is older and
Yep.
he's got the
He's got
prosthetic,
the prosthetic
legs now. So he's not going to be able to move the same way that he did in the Phantom Menace.
Oh.
So everybody was like, "Oh, this makes total sense," and like, this is like watching Maul. Like it's actually Maul fighting. Like it's really
Well,
Maul.
I'll tell you what's funny. You mentioned the armor, right, and the stunt, coordinator for that, or the a person for that,
Mhm.
right? So they, when they do, they'll have an actor or actress go in character, like masked up, like Spider-Man or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
But they don't tell the audience, right, of the event. Then all of a sudden they'll take a picture and they'll lift the mask up. So the girl who plays the armor was doing that in Disney, and they had her going around. She takes the helmet off, and because she's never taken the helmet off in the show, nobody was like, "Oh, it's the real actress." Nobody paid
Yeah,
attention.
nobody
I thought
had an
the
idea.
reaction was like,
Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait.
Who do we got? Who's gonna win this fight?
Yes,
Yeah,
Mighty
TJ
Mouse
got it done.
wins. Let's
All
go,
right.
Mighty
That was a
Mouse.
close fight, though.
Let's go.
That was a close fight, man.
Yes,
Wow.
man. I'm so happy.
that could have went either way.
No, it really could have.
That was a
but
good fight.
I think it's because I'm
Well,
telling you, it's because
And he got he had a bloody lip at the end. Not Mighty Mouse.
Yeah.
Adrian
Oh
Marai.
yeah, no, he definitely took more punishment.
Adrian Marai had a little.
That is insane. Oh, there he is with the Suns.
That's too. Yeah, that was too close.
See,
to not
now-
give it to him.
Now I'm
Yeah.
curious to see how
Too good, man.
I'm curious to see how Henry Cejudo does tomorrow because they're training partners.
What if they do?
Well, they
like a-
also fought.
cross-promotional
His last
fight.
fight in UFC was against Cejudo, wasn't it?
Correct, but they
Yes.
became friends and then training partners. And it's funny. He put up on his Instagram. He when they're training together, he he asked Henry as they're sparring if he's ever watched Dragon Ball Z because
Oh,
he
yeah, I
considers
remember
Henry
this,
Vegeta. He's a,
like it.
like
I
that's
like
his
it.
Vegeta.
Oh, I love that. So he considers himself Goku. I'm
Yeah,
assuming.
Yeah,
Goku and Vegeta.
That's
crazy.
so funny.
Well,
Well, that's cool.
congratulations,
to see two
Mighty Mouse.
world champion level
Demetrious
guys train
Johnson.
together.
So
Yeah, yeah,
now
absolutely.
Henry's got to get it done tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. I really want to see. I know it's never going to happen, but I would love to see a cross promotional fight.
I don't know if
between
they
the
would
two of them.
fight each other again though because they're like became really good friends.
And not only that, right? It was
Really
a
good friends that
questionable.
fought
It was a
before.
questionable
No,
last
I
fight
know,
too.
but they became really good friends.
Yeah.
I want to. Yeah, that's awesome. Well, I think that was an awesome Star Wars discussion there, gentlemen.
It was.
Star Wars is very near and dear. At least I'm sure to all of us. Very near and dear.
Oh
to
wait,
our
did we
hearts.
talk about the name though? We wanted to talk about the name.
Oh no, that's true. Okay, we'll have to do that real quick.
And before we do that, leave your favorite Star Wars
Yes.
movie
Comment
or
down
series
below.
and character.
Comment
So
down
we should
below.
have a
Favorite
stu-
Star Wars movie / series. Favorite Star Wars character. Let's get a discussion going in the comments. Keep everything polite, respectful. You guys all know the details.
We had a little girl, little student, and her favorite Star Wars character was Chewbacca.
No,
Love it.
yes,
But
love
she
it.
couldn't say Chewbacca, so she called him Chuckabugga.
Chugga-bucka.
Gotta love Chugga-bucka.
Chugga-bucka.
I
Oh
love
my
it.
god!
I love that she tried. That's cool. Not
Okay,
an
here we
easy
go.
Rolling off the tongue name.
Real quick, here we go. First and foremost, this is completely unrelated to naming our Croc mascot here, but John Farrow commented a YouTube video all about the failure of Thundercats.
That's the video I was talking
and
about.
how Lego accidentally killed it.
No, that's
That's the
remember I
video
talked
you were
about?
talking
That's
about?
the video I talked
He
about.
linked it in the comments.
He came into class on Monday and he was like, "I linked the video you were talking
He
about."
linked the video in the comments, so we'll have to check it
I gotta
out.
watch it.
Be that as it may, so our first
Lego,
comment.
for all the good you do.
Yes, thank you, John. So our first comment is from this guy named Nick. He's, the profile picture is some Italian guy drinking coffee. I don't know who that is.
That was just a rev up comment, but go for it.
Some guy named Nick. Okay, so he goes, his name can be Crocky, and his catchphrase can be, "This is the crockiest."
Yes.
Who wrote that?
Some guy named Nick.
Oh, you?
Yeah, I wanted to get the comments going. I didn't want to give any good stuff. I wanted everyone else to
trying
come
to
up with
gain
it.
followers.
Listen, we got comments, didn't we?
We did.
What
we
do
have
got?
two
What do we
more.
got? What do we got?
Strategy works.
We have two more. So we have one of my students named Bella.
All right,
She
Bella, let's see what
commented. She commented 2 ideas.
Oh, good.
She said first name would be Caden the Kickin' Crocodile,
Okay.
or the other name could be Kyle the Kickin' Crocodile because it rhymes.
I know, but you have Kyle Crocodile. Isn't it? Is it Kyle Crocodile?
No, Lyle
Oh,
Crocodile.
Lyle.
So we could have
That's-
Kyle Crocodile.
You could.
Could-
Okay, cool. Very nice
That's
job.
not bad.
So
That's
thank
not
you,
bad.
Bella.
Very
That was a
nice
good
job,
idea.
Bella. Awesome.
And then we had an idea for the webcomic. Actually came up with an idea for the webcomic.
Ooh.
His username is SolidSnake5684. So thank you for commenting, Solid Snake. He said that his human name should be Steve Norris, combo of Steve Irwin and Chuck Norris.
Oh, I
And
like that.
when he transforms into the crocodile, he becomes the Tenacious Croc.
I love
Okay.
the human name. I really like the other name. I just feel like it's so close to the Tenacious D that
That's
it'd be
yeah,
tough.
it's a little close.
But I
there.
love the human name. I
yeah,
love the
Steve
mixture
Norris as the
of-
combination. A little
yeah.
Easter egg for all the
Yeah, no, that's cool.
old
Love
school
that one.
fans out there. That'd be
Yeah.
pretty cool to do that as his human name. That could be his.
And it
yeah.
kind of works, that name, Steve Norris. Like, that's a cool
It sounds
name.
it's smooth, right? I think we
Yeah.
might actually go with that.
As long as we make sure they know it has nothing to do with you.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like they didn't name him after me.
No, all joking aside, that's a cool one. I really
That's
like
a
the
good
human
idea.
name.
So thank you so much, Solid Snake 5684, and thank you, Bella, and whoever that Nick guy was. Thank you for commenting on our video and giving us some ideas. You guys can still comment and give us some name ideas for our crocodile mascot here. We I think we really got one for the human for our webcomic. Absolutely. Yeah. So once again, please make sure you comment your favorite Star Wars movie and your favorite Star Wars characters. Give us some comments. Boost us in the algorithms. Spread our podcast to more people by sharing it with your friends. And
Share.
yeah, share.
5-star.
Five-star reviews, please. 5-star reviews. I check that number, people. I look at it. I'm not seeing it change. Better give us a 5-star review, man.
Do it.
But if you haven't already, make sure you follow us on Instagram and on TikTok, KICKIN.in.Crocs, CROCS. Mighty Mouse is facing off with who I'm assuming is going to be his next opponent.
Yeah, I don't know what's
I don't
what's
have no
happening.
clue who that is, but yeah, I hope that Mighty Mouse beats him, becomes the championship.
And I don't know
Again?
what kind of fight it's going to be because
I don't know
keeps
either.
doing different style fights.
Yeah, he
Oh,
did.
has he been switching?
So he did one fight where the first round was Muay Thai rules. He fought Ratatong, who fought tonight.
Okay.
The guy that
Best Muay Thai guy in 1FC.
yeah. So he fought Ratatong.
It was a hybrid rules match.
Yeah, it was hybrid rules. So first round was Muay Thai, second round was MMA.
Wait, they do hybrid rules? Where
They
you
did
Apparently.
for that.
They did
That
for that
is
match.
awesome.
Now, here was the thing, though. People were all saying that if Mighty Mouse survives the first Muay Thai round with Ratatong, then in the MMA round, he's going to dominate. And that's exactly what happened.
Oh,
Exactly. He
wow.
got it. He beat.
As long as he could survive
survived
round one.
He survived round one, and then he choked him out in round two.
Yep.
But I love that hybrid piece, though, because you can make like round one.
That's him right
That guy
there.
right
That's
there
they're
that
showing
just-
off some
this guy
highlights
right
of him
here?
right here.
He fought Mighty Mouse.
Yeah, if you guys are
Little
fight fans, make sure you look up Ratatong and look up Mighty Mouse.
love
Their
this
fight was a
hybrid
good
idea.
fight. But like I was saying, make sure you guys follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and subscribe to us on YouTube to watch the video versions of this podcast. And if you're
Oh,
listening
yeah.
on audio, just thank you guys for watching and listening to us ramble. You know, we do our best to get this to you guys every single week. We even do
Yep.
it at 12:39
We
a.m.
try, and I gotta
12:39
be
a.m.
up for testing tomorrow.
Yeah, we do. We got to be up early
So-
tomorrow, so we're gonna wrap this up right
We're gonna
now.
wrap this
Thank you
up.
guys
Let's
so
bring it to a
much.
landing.
I've
Let's take it down. Let's finish it. Let's
So you have
pull
to say the
train
phrase.
into
You have to say the
station.
phrase. You have to say the phrase.
Let's
Our
pull that
phrase.
train into
No,
the
no,
station.
no, no. Our phrase. The phrase that
Pull the
you
boat
made me
into the
say.
dock. Go.
What's the phrase? I
Comfort
mentioned?
mode this croc.
Oh yeah, I did say
You
that.
coined that phrase.
Time to comfort mode this croc.
I've been
I'm
Steve.
feeling the comfort.
Always Dave.
Definitely Nick.
You stay kicking, internet.
It's late. Yes, it is.